Power catamarans have become really popular in recent years, but this one behind me here is a particularly unusual one. It's called the YOT 41 and it's part of the Catana Group, but it's really quick, really fast and a really great open day boat. And I'm going to show you all around it. My name is Hugo Andreae, you're watching Motorboat and Yachting. Let's go and tour it. So when most people think of catamarans, they think of big, wide, heavy, slow, cruising vessels. This is completely the opposite. It's a super rapid, open day boat. Just look at the pair of engines on here. We've got twin 600 horsepower Mercury V12s, and this will give it a top speed well in excess of 40 knots. Now the standard rig is a pair of 300s, or you can get 350s. But come on, why wouldn't you go for the full fat 600 horsepower V12s and make the most of all that power? Now, some really clever design pieces going on here. First up, this little central platform here, this is a hydraulic one, so this will lower down into the sea, and it gets around another problem with catamarans like this. It means you can have a proper bathing platform right down at water level. You'll see it's also got a bathing ladder or passerelle in there, and those two steps there, when that lowers down, they become a nice little staircase down to it, so you've got very easy access to the sea. Now, the other big thing about this boat are the two folding terraces, and you'll see there is one each side. They are, of course, electric. They fold down. They're really nice and sturdy. I can jump up and down on them, and they feel absolutely rock solid. But it opens up this whole aft end of the cockpit really nicely. The other thing I like about it is that rather than having a single central unit, they've got these two separate little dinette areas. So I just wanted to show you the difference, how you can set them up. This is in sort of standard dining mode, if you like. You've got the table leaves open, you've got the chairs facing each other, but you've also got two other options. In this instance, you can see that the backrest can swing over, and then you've got a forward-facing seat, and of course you can do that on both sides. Or the final option is the table goes down, the backrest of this also drops down. I might be able to do this one-handed. Then there is a fill-in cushion that goes on this table here. Of course, you flip the seat over the other way, and then you've got a full-length sun pad. But I love the fact that you've got two separate ones, so you can have one made up as a sun pad, one as a dinette, and then when you want to power along at 40 knots, you can have all the seats facing forward. I should point out that this Terrace 2 also folds down. It's just because we've got another boat here, it's not folded down at the moment. Just so much space. Obviously the extra width of the catamaran means there's plenty of space to move around. There's lots of floor space. We've got another big sunbed already built in here. I like the fact that this one is facing aft, so it makes for a very sociable arrangement. If you have the seat facing forward, you can sit and chat on both directions. Lovely, comfortable backrests. There's a big storage area under here. If I lift that up, you can see there's plenty of space for covers and so on to tuck away in there, and lines. And then push the cover down. Over on this side, we've got a really nice wet bar area. It's a full kind of outdoor galley. You can see we've got a sink on this side, not the largest sink I've ever seen, but big enough. We've got a grill over on this side under the Perspex cover. And of course, we've got plenty of fridge and freezer space. This is a fridge. This one here is a freezer, and lots of drawers and so on, but very smartly done. I like the fact we've got grab rails around the outside of it, so it just means there's always something to hang on to when you are moving around the boat at pace. I think there's a little bin in there. Of course, plenty of cup holders, and there is a very substantial hardtop overhead. Now you'll notice that the windscreen does link up with that, so you've got proper protection from the wind and the waves. Extends a long way back, all the way out to the side, so this whole area here is very nicely shaded. And we've also got a canopy extension at the aft end here, so you can have lots of shade when you're eating out here too. Couple of massive speakers under that bench, that sort of sun pad area there. We've got another fridge tucked under this one here, this fridge drawer. And under these two benches here, you've got further storage areas under there. So plenty of places to put kit, lots of chiller space too. So as you move forward under the protection of the hardtop, we've got 4 forward-facing seats here. We've got 2 for the main helm position over on this side and 2 more over on this side. A couple of useful little bits and bobs. We've got a sort of glove box style locker in there. More cup holders there. Quite a handy space just with a bit of artificial teak on there if you want to put charts or books or sunglasses. Slightly strange little sun pad area under there. I can't see many people lying on that, but quite nice at least to have a bit of soft cushion in there rather than hard exposed GRP. Helm station, pretty clean, cool. We've got the helm on the centre line or closer to the centre line. I guess that has sort of pros and cons. On the plus side, it means you're in the middle of the boat when you're looking forward, gives you maximum view forward and aft. On the downside, it means that you do tend to trap your co-pilot alongside you. It means you have to move if they want to get out. But the helm station itself, very nicely set up. We've got the throttles on a little extension here, so they're brought towards you. Perfect hand reach away. Have got the Mercury joystick control if you want to do it all just using that rather than juggling the throttles. We've got zip wake trim tabs, quick access to all the sort of important buttons like windscreen wipers and so on. And then we've got bilge pumps and nav lights over here. We carry on forward on the main deck. We've got a big opening door that is a 2-part door. So you can see that part swings shut and this one swings up and over, and that gives access to a really big bow area. 2 more sunbeds up here. And of course, because you've got all that beam, there is just copious amounts of space. Now, the 2 hulls, this is obviously the sort of bridging deck in between them right in front of me, but that's a decent height off the sea, so shouldn't get too many impacts with the waves. And then you've got the twin hulls. You can just see the anchor poking out from underneath there, and then the tunnel itself will be under that. Got pop-up cleats keeping everything nice and clean and neat. We've got grab rails all the way around the outside, handy for hanging fenders too. And there's that great big hard top. You get a proper sense of the beam of the boat. And of course, at this size, it means you've got some really decent cabins. Now there's one on each side, one in each hull effectively, but we can drop down into the starboard one. Relatively steep steps. You'll see that they're kind of asymmetrically designed so that you go down 1 foot at a time, but that means you do then get quite a decent floor area at the bottom of the staircase here. The bed is forward in the sort of bow section of the hull, but because they're actually reasonably beamy, you get quite a decent width of double bed in there. Love the fact that you've got a decent hull window with an opening port, so you get lots of light and a bit of fresh air. Quite nicely trimmed. We've got sort of soft fabric material, so it's not too cold if you roll over and touch that with your knee in the night. Got hatches overhead too for more light and more fresh air. Little fan, bit of storage. And then, I guess technically it's not quite an ensuite bathroom, but it's very much your own bathroom because you come down the stairs and then you've got a bathroom right here. And again, because of the width of the hulls here, it's actually a pretty good size. You've got the sink over on this side, storage underneath. We've got a toilet tucked in there, and then a proper separate shower cubicle. Decent headroom in here too. I can stand in here. If I flick that round, you can see there is a decent amount of headroom over me. Must be sort of 6'4" or 6'5" perhaps in total. Another little window there with an opening porthole. Not huge, but nicely done. I like this. Not quite sure if it's birch finish, but something like that looks pretty nice. Not overly fussy, but nice and clean and bright, and feels reasonably airy even. Exactly the same over in the porthole. Give you a quick look, but it is literally a mirror image of that. Same double bed and window in the forward part of the hull. And then if you spin around, exactly the same treatment with its own bathroom on this side. But quite a clever way of doing it to have the bathroom separate on the other side of the steps, because it means day guests can go in either hull and access the heads compartment without actually going into the cabin itself. So there we go, it's quite a different style of catamaran with outboard power, folding terraces, masses of outdoor space. It's very much a kind of dayboat slash weekender, but we normally find with catamarans like this they tend to ride very well into a head sea because you've got slightly thinner hulls. It means you're not pitching up and down quite so much. You've got great stability at rest because of that wide beam, and of course you've got masses of entertaining space. And I really like the way it's all sort of zoned like this. So once you've got the platforms down, you've got one little seating zone here, one seating zone there, another one here, masses of floor space all around. Really good protection from that hard top and the canopy. It all adds up to a very comfortable day boating experience, not to mention 2 cabins and that wonderful bow area up front with those 2 sun pads. Prices for the Yacht 41 start at €475,000, but that is with the twin 300 horsepower outboards. With these 600 horsepower V12s and all the kit you see on it here, it's more like €850,000. Now that sounds like quite a punchy amount of money, but then if you look at the kind of competition it's up against, take for example a Fairline Targa 40, you'll be lucky to get one of those for less than £1 million. So yes, you do get slightly swisher interior on something like a Fairline, but given that you've still got 2 good ensuite cabins and all this amazing day space, it does make an interesting proposition, particularly with the stability and hopefully the ride comfort you get from those twin catamaran hulls. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look around it. Do please let me know what you make of it in the comments, and as always, thank you very much for watching.